My name is Morag, and I'm a figurative painter from England. I started painting when I was really young, just as a kid. Fortunately, I was always really encouraged to continue this by my family. I can't remember the first exact painting that I did, but it was probably of a person. I used to always draw people and people's portraits with crayons or with pencils or whatever. I've always been really interested in people and just fascinated by other people and the way that they're behind in their own mind. And you can only read the details that come through externally. So I think I get a lot of my inspiration for my work just through that kind of curiosity about other people. But also it comes from a desire to express myself, because I'm not so good expressing myself with words, but I still have things that I want to say. So I find that I can do that with my painting. So my process for my work is, if I'm doing a portrait, then it will be with a live sitting, and I'll talk to the person as we do the portrait and get to know them this way. If I have someone as a model, then that's amazing and that's great. But if I can't have someone, but I have a very particular image in my mind that I want to create, then maybe I'll take some photos, and sometimes I use myself as an image, though it wouldn't be a self-portrait. It's more because this is just the body that I have, and in a way I feel like it becomes a portrait of everyone, or at least that's how I try to think of it. Yeah, that's kind of, I kind of get an image and a feeling that I want to express into the painting, and that's usually how I go about it. I like to think of the people who are going to see the work, because they're the ones that I'm wanting to share this with. So sometimes if I think too much about what the audience might think, then it starts to inhibit me a little bit. Like I don't want to do, or in the past I haven't wanted to do anything that's too explicit, maybe disturbing. I don't want to kind of upset anyone with my work, basically, because that's not what the idea is behind it. But at some point I have to remember that I'm from where I am from, and it's still important for me to communicate my point of view. Sometimes, for example, painting like a nude body is, for me, I come from it from a very sexless perspective, and that's how I see it and that's how I feel about it. I know it's not the case for everyone, but I still think it's important for me to share my view. The artists that, especially at the moment, that are really inspiring me are Maggie Hamling, a British painter, drawer, artist. Lowry, I love his work. All the people walking, he's always been a big inspiration for me. Tony Bevan, yeah. These are the three artists that at the moment especially I'm really loving. I love to work on a big scale. I feel really comfortable working on a big scale a lot of the time, especially when it's on paper. And that's why I've been working on a lot of paper recently, because it's just so much easier to work on a big scale with when you have a big roll of paper, whereas like huge canvases, they're just difficult to transport. I really love to work on a big scale. I love to work on a kind of life-size style if I'm painting people, but sometimes smaller pieces are great as well. It really depends on just how I'm feeling, to be honest with you. I can't really tell you what it is exactly that forces it to be one way or the other. It's just a feeling. I don't usually, maybe I'll do some, if I'm doing a portrait, I'll do some very small sketches before starting the big piece, but that's more of an idea to kind of get to know the sitter. If I'm just painting work, like my figurative practice, I wouldn't usually draw up compositions. It's more like I'll have the idea in my mind and then I'll just go and do the painting on whatever size that is. In this case, I know I have three, having said that, I know I have three small figures walking, and then I have this big figure walking. I actually did these after I painted this piece. And the reason I painted these was because I was on my phone texting and I was trying to find an emoji to post this, and I saw the walking person emoji, and it just reminded me so much of this kind of thing. It gave me the idea and the image for this. and I quite liked it being a little bit inspired by the walking emoji, because I just thought it was such a nice little portrait of everyone. So I wanted to make some like that. The future is uncertain because I think that's always what it's like as an artist. But I guess what I would hope for would be to just exhibit more, produce more work that I feel happy with, and just continue developing my practice. I would love to travel more with my work.